Woo! Yeah, get a dog. That's me, cunt. Me, cunt. Oh, this side.
That's me, bruv, mate. That's that bloke on the other side of the screen, mate. That's me, bruv, bro.
What is good? What's poppin', everybody? My name is Cee.
My name is Notion, holding C.
Pause and welcome to episode 88 of the podcast. 88's a big deal for us. Me and Nosh, you know what I mean? Rocking accidental matches.
Yo, honestly, this is like my official podcast uniform. I already called it a few weeks back, or maybe it was more. But anyway, I feel at home in the black and white stripes. I need a bit of red on it to rep this my St Kilda football team. But we do have some red on the screen in the bottom corner with the our two kangaroos giving each other some reverse God knows what.
Josh doesn't like that logo for that. He told me the other day. He's like, I hate that logo.
I love it. We have to keep it for that reason.
That's what I was thinking too. I want to put it on like merch and everything and make that like the primary thing, you know? Get a dog up yourself.
Maybe take the get a dog straight through you, mate. Good on you.
Yeah, I have to do it. Josh wants to change it, but I'm like, I don't know what you're supposed to do.
Maybe you can just take away the dick tail look. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe just put a negative shadow on the bodies of the kangaroo on the legs, so you can see where the tail is finishing, rather than Or is that going to look like they actually got cocks in them? Is that what? Is that?
Oh, that might even be more. Or tail cocks in them. Yeah, it's pretty.
Tail
hectic.
Cocks. Yeah.
You know the tail cock vibes.
I mean, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
You know, can go either way. So, episode 88, we're going to explain in a sec why we're excited about this episode. But Dan is not with us again. Dan is in the UK, had some family things he had to take care of. So, shouts to Uncle Dan. I'm sure he'll be back. Well, he's back in Canada this week, so I imagine he'll be on next episode. So, we'll keep y'all posted. Where do we go first? Well, first of all, the beer that Notion had. So, for those watching as opposed to listening, hold that bad boy up. So I think I told y'all about this last week. We did 2 collabs with my stupid face on it. That is the one of them. So with those other 3 lovely faces on there, it's called C'est juste de la bière, like it's just beer. With 3 other beer, content creator, media friends. And we did a 4-pack of beers with a brewery called Brasserie Générale in Quebec City. And mine was a dry hopped Pilsner. So like for people who aren't into beer.
Ripper.
Just a beer that tastes like beer with this hop from New Zealand called Moteca that makes it fruity and nice. It's really good, eh?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm really impressed.
You can drink this by the bucket load. There's nothing offensive about it. And it has that nice fruity sort of lingering thing that happens. It's nice.
Yeah.
But it's also very dry at the same time. So that's...
Very dry.
Yeah.
I asked him to do like a Pilsner Urquell style thing. And then...
cool.
With the dry hop, I think you nailed it. So super traditional pills. So that one is fine. You can get it from around. It's been distributed around Quebec. I don't know how many places have stuff left. I imagine there's probably still a bunch. It's not like they're all not the most like hyped styles, so it's not flying off the shelves. And you can't buy them individually. You have to buy a 4-pack. But it's good fucking shit, mate.
Good fucking shit, mate.
So that is that. But we have another collab. This is what I wanted to tell you. I thought I'd just tell you on air. So we dropped those 2 collabs. There was that one, and then the one with Kanawaki Brewing, which is the smoothie sour based on the Monte Carlo Bickies. Then we did another 2 smoothie sours with Kanawaki, which is the first brewery in Canada on First Nations Reserve, called Kanawaki, and it was a team thing. So the beer is called The Monstrosity, and it was based on a friend did an article for Beerism, which is my friend's blog. So one other dude, Mike, did an article for that, and he was predicting the beers of the year, maybe whether the scene will go in 2021. And there was 5 different styles. So smoothie sours, lagers, pale ales, pastry, all things pastry, and maybe there was something else. So we sort of had a joke, like, why don't we combine everything into one and call it The Monstrosity? So what they did, it took like a year for it to really kind of come about, but it ended up being, there was like maybe 4 or 5 of us and the brewery, and then what he decided to do was bring in a few more people, split us into 2 teams. He made a base, a 10% sour base that's got lager yeast and pale ale malts, I think, to kind of bring all that in. And then we both came up with different recipes and split us into the team. So we didn't know what the other team came up with until it was launched. But my team, we did a Pavlova smoothie. So we did vanilla, lactose, dark cherry, kiwi, strawberry, and passion fruit. So that sounded good. The other guys did some shit with like, it's kind of like a carrot cake. I think it was like mango, peach, carrot, cinnamon, some other shit. So pretty cool. I've heard the good thing. And then you can scan a QR code on the can and vote for your favorite one, because we came up with like team names.
Holy
and shit. So I haven't got my cans
amazing.
yet. The launch was yesterday. I tried to book cars on Enterprise and on Commune Auto. Couldn't get a single thing in the entire island of Montreal. Fucking insane. They keep telling you to go into the sharing economy, but it's some bullshit. Fucking just own a car. I can't wait to buy a car, man. I'm tired of having to rely on stuff like that when like I can just jump in my own whip and go. Like, it really fucking pissed me off that I couldn't go to the launch of my own beer because it was too hard to get there, and like because it's really far. You can Uber there, but you can't Uber back. So I would have been kind of stuck. Whoa. Yeah, because it's off the island, so the Uber doesn't go in their area.
Fuck that.
Super whack, man. Anyway, fuck the sharing economy and yay to beer, I guess. So that's lovely.
Yes. Continue to get it inside of you.
All the way in. Oh yeah, what am I drinking today? I'm drinking a Tweed Fizz with cherry, a 5 milligram. Tweed is a Canadian brand. I don't know why it's so light. There you go. And it's cherry flavor, 5 milligrams. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I've had this before. It's not bad. I fuck with it. So we'll see how she goes. Now 88. So
now
you
break it down for the kids.
I'm trying to even. Okay, I remember the story now. So Notion and I and a bunch of our friends back home were pretty obsessed with the number 88, primarily because I guess the context is important. So Australian hip hop is a very interesting place and culture behind it. We've probably talked about this on episode 1, I imagine, when we explained why we moved and all that shit, like the 2-hour full story.
Yeah. I think that's the best episode you could skim back to get the backstory.
There you go, right? So there was this rap. Basically, the Australian hip hop artists, at least the ones that were prevalent in the late 90s and early 2000s, had things had to be a certain way for them to sort of be happy with how things. They were very traditional, purist. Rap about graffiti and trains and stealing things and barbecues and all the and beer and blah blah blah. Very like hip hop type shit. So there was this one rapper named Bias B who I've never met him, but he was the first person in Australia I ever heard rap. Not particularly my thing, but he co-hosted a radio show that we used to listen to every Saturday night. So he did shout outs for us when we were like 16 and stuff, because you could call up and they would do it. It was fun. So he had these albums. So I became a music writer in the early 2000s. And obviously I got sent a lot of products. So I got a bunch of his stuff. Now, I was not a fan of his shit, and there wasn't many music writers. So, I think any artist that's independent in Australia that I would have been writing about would have read my reviews, just for the fact that the scene was small and the places I was writing for were like, pretty respected. So he had this one album. I forgot what it was called. But when you opened up the album cover, it had almost like a poster, and it said, "Where were you in '88?" And the idea being, that's where it came from. The idea being that if you weren't painting trains or rapping or participating or beat breaking, DJing or whatever in hip hop culture in 1988, then you are not real and you do not deserve to participate in the culture, because you're a jump on, you're a bandwagon type of motherfucker, right? So we found that hilarious because we were children in '88. Obviously, most people doing rap now were not born for probably 20 years after that. Or maybe not 20 years, but 10, 15 years after that. So that whole concept became very funny to us. We used to mock these dudes all the time because they didn't like, I guess, the types, their ilk didn't like what we did, and we didn't like what they did. So we mocked it to the point where 88 became this, like, we made it, I don't know what our problem was, man. We always got obsessed with things and we always took it too far. Like,
way too far. It was hilariously too far.
Right? I feel like it's usually
the most fun way, and like I said, hilariously too far.
Hilariously too far. So what we did, there was one day specifically, it was August the 8th, 2009, so 8 to the 8th, hence 88 Day. So it was me, Nosh, my girlfriend at the time.
Did we do it in 2008?
No, because the people that were there, I wasn't with her then.
Oh, okay.
That's the only reason I remember the year, but it would have been better if it was 2008.
Okay. Oh, that would have been the straight flush.
Yeah, mate. So we started off and we went to, there's this place called the Eureka Tower, which is in South Bank in downtown, like in the city in Melbourne, like right on the river in the main area of downtown, and it's got a viewing deck.
Tall residential building, right?
I think it is. Yes, in Melbourne.
Before the other one got built. But yeah, it was a really big one.
Was it the tallest, just the tallest building at the time or some shit anyway?
At the time, yeah.
Yeah. And they had a viewing level on the 88th floor. So we went to the 88th floor and we were getting off on that. And then we went to the merch store afterwards and we bought the beanie and the hoodie. Like, we all bought it, which was very funny to us. And we went to, there's this restaurant called Quan 88 in, is it Abbotsford or Richmond? I think it was the Asian street where they have all the Asian restaurants.
Let's say Richmond.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we ended up
Victoria
ordering.
Street.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, that was classic. We ended up ordering item 88 from the menu.
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was, we ended up sharing it and we got a whole bunch of shit. And then we tried to all have collectively, this is something else thrown in, like to get like 88 drinks between us all. And we'll try to just,
That's a lot.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. I said it as a joke at dinner time. And then I was like, I'm going to try and smoke 88 spliffs by myself. And obviously didn't even get close. But we tried to just make the entire day in every single way 88. So that was a really fun part. Yeah. And then the funny thing was we went to that Quan 88 that happened to be the Asian restaurant that has fucking 700 things on the menu. So they had to have an 88. And that made it even more fun.
It was great. And did we go anywhere else, dude? Or was it just those two things?
Maybe we went to a bar afterwards or something. I really don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
We didn't have any altercations, so we didn't remember it.
No. Yeah, exactly. There was nothing crazy there.
No choking with the non-dommy,
No, you don't want a bit of that, mate. You don't want that, eh? No. Fuck, don't let that get in there, mate. Shit, fuck, don't bring the non-dommy out. Fuck.
Right.
Cancer, fuck. So anyway, that's why we're obsessed with 88. So since then, we've just leaned into it. So episode 88 was, we didn't plan any 88 activities.
It's an event.
Maybe I could ask you some 88 trivia. I could pull up some stuff on my phone.
Oh, please do it. I was 5. I probably don't know much.
Or we could just read out some facts about 1988, like hip hop.
Let's do that. Okay.
We'll do that at the end. So anyway, that's the context behind 88. So it's pretty funny. Now, Yeezy news. So, it's very important. Did I talk about the boots? And what happened with the boots?
You talked about the jacket and the boots. Did you order the boots?
No. So what had happened was...
I'm
going to show the boots on the screen here. So they have these boots that they drop. And they do the drops here. Bless you. So it's called Yeezy Desert Boots. They're pretty fire.
DB cuffs. Well, that's actually looks like some fucking Army Desert Storm boots.
Yeah, and I really like these ones.
Again, very Tatooine. I feel like I'm in Star Wars with the whole Yeezy line, bro.
Yeah,
very
pretty
Tatooine.
sick.
Look at that.
Go.
Super desert cam boots.
Super.
But swaggy, no grip.
No, probably not that much.
All sorts of things.
So you could just buy them. So sometimes they have a drawer where you go in and you put your size down, you actually put in like the CVV number or CCV, whatever it's called, on the back of your credit card because everything's already saved in there, and it will automatically charge you and ship it out if you win the draw. They have retail releases where you can go in and then you get a raffle and then you go to the retail store, you get a reservation, you go purchase it there. Or sometimes like this one, they just pop up and you can just buy them and it's like a surprise kind of drop. So I knew they were coming, but I didn't know what day. And I saw them, and I went to get them. And now the problem with the Yeezys is the sizing is fucked. Like, I'm a 12. I don't know if I talked about this. I won't go into detail. But I'm a 12. Yeah. Most of them you go half a size up. Some of them you go full size up. The boots were already sold out for some reason in 13.5. But I was like, and I saw some stuff on Reddit about all these different ideas about the sizing. So I did some research. I watched about 6 YouTube videos. Or skimmed through them just to see what they said. Some of them you said go full size and a half up, or it's just too tight. And some of them were just saying a full size. So by the time I looked, I knew I couldn't go a size and a half up because the 13.5 is already sold out. So I went back to the app and then everything was sold out. So by the time I watched all the videos and came back, they were gone. But I'm not mad because the one shoe I've wanted, out of all the Yeezys that I wanted, they're called the Wave Runner. They're the 700 V1s, the first dad shoe to ever bring dad shoes back. And they're the most firest colorway. And then, so I put in, it actually draws on, can you see it?
Blue and yellow? Yeah.
There you go. It's gray, orange, black, and there's blue, but it says you won the reservation. So I actually got them in store. So I'm going to go in store and pick them up this week, which I haven't got before because the draw doesn't happen until Tuesday. But I woke up today and I won these.
After that.
Fucking.
You, give yourself a round of applause and a fucking
round of applause for the Yeezys. Get a dog up there. Get a dog. They're extraordinarily expensive, but I don't know why they put them up so much. But I don't give a fuck, man. The drippiest shoe of all time. So I'm just like rock solid, man.
Rock solid, hey man. As long as that's all I want. I want you to be rock solid all the time. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Just so solid. It's just vibrating on its own axis. It doesn't even know what to do. It's just like constantly
uncomfortable. Yeah, throbbing. So
uncomfortably, like just ready to. Anyway,
you know the vibes. So I was very happy with that Yeezy. And then there's no other Yeezy news. But the other thing, I got to wear Yeezys outside last week on, I think it was Thursday. It was like 16 degrees or some bullshit. So I got to just wear.
True.
Oh mate, I haven't worn anything but boots for like 4 months. So it was
true.
Yeah, it was beautiful because there's just so much snow here compared to Toronto, and like you can't really risk it. But so much of the snow had gone, it was not a risk to the kick. So it was very nice to actually like not wear a jacket and wear some kicks. So Mans was excited.
I'm saying, bro.
The fuck I am saying, BLT. So the other thing was this morning. So I saw that. So I was, we always have a late night Saturday night, sleeping. I was kind of in and out. I always am. I always sleep shit on Saturdays coming into Sunday because we go to bed late and get kind of wasted. Part of the deal. And I woke up and it sounded like it was raining indoors again. I'm like, fuck. So I got up, went in the bathroom, and it sounded like it. And that's what happened the last time it flooded in December. So I'm walking into the living room. I'm like, fuck. Bed. I swear to God, I'm just leaving. If this happens again, I'm just fucking out. But fortunately, it didn't hit the living room. It was just in the bathroom. The whole ceiling was coming down, actually like breaking and falling off. It's all yellow again. We had the bucket. We got a bunch of towels, so I had to go and wash them all. But fortunately, it just stayed in that one area, which wasn't so bad, but a bit of a shitty start to the day because, man, and the manager came around. He said that it was because the plumbers did a shit job on something up above us.
Holy fuck. Dodgy French cunts, mate.
Mate, it's always the Frenchies.
No, it's not French cunts. Well, Quebec cunts.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
Just whatever. I thought it was him being a tight ass because maybe they didn't want to spend the money and on good plumbers or whatever the fuck. But yeah, it was pretty fucking annoying. Could have been a lot worse. So we're happy that that's what it is. But we are trying to leave here soon anyway. So I just don't want any more like fuckery. So that was a bit of a piss off Nosh. That sucked, a fat one.
The biggest dong sausage right in the fucking head top. First thing that's in mind.
Fucking dong sausages. All right. Well, that was all I don't know if you got any other things you want to talk about before we get into the balls of it here, but that was just all my intro stuff.
Oh, mate. Fuck.
You don't have to. No? You good? All right. Beauty. Well then.
Sorted.
Let's fucking go. So, I guess we'll start with music. There was a bunch of stuff this week. I listened to not much, but a couple things. So looking at the projects, I sent the link in the note there to the Hip Hop by the Numbers.
Okay.
Cypress Hill dropped a new album produced by Black Milk. Did you know it was produced by Black Milk?
No, I did not.
So I'm excited to listen to that. I actually didn't get to check it yet. So it's called Back in Black. It got only 10 songs, which I really like. So I think I'm pretty excited to check for that. Particularly the fact that that must be crazy for Black Milk to be working with a legendary group and produce a whole project.
Absolutely.
And the Detroit cunts, because what's the other dude? Apollo Brown from Detroit, and he's doing all the stuff for people. It's so smart. You're doing that for one of our homies right now. Like it's kind of on and off. and you're producing the Cee and Notion collab album. We're already starting to select the beats for that slowly.
I'm also doing a Old Notion produced album with the Mighty Rhino. That's pretty much
sick.
That's in the work as well, because he's copped so many beats over time. He's got, whatever. I think he's going to do maybe a 10-track album,
dude.
or
That
maybe
is so sick.
8-song EP. But like, I
didn't know.
Half of it, I did a lot on his previous albums, like just like peppered in, but I didn't do the whole thing. So now that he's copped so many beats over so long, he's just got enough to. And he announced it to me like a little while ago. So that's a next goal for I guess maybe the end of this year or the start of the next one. So there's an album that I'm working on right now that I've almost finished for him, which is going to come out in hopefully April, May.
And that's not the All Notion produced one.
No, but I've got beats on this one. But yeah, so Rhino's got some fucking work piled in the vault, mate.
Good for him.
Doesn't stop. No, he's prolific. He's doing his thing. So that's exciting. So yeah, lots of
that's really cool, man. That makes me very happy. I want to see more of that, as much of that from you as possible. I just think it's so sick. Like, as you know, like I've talked about it before, I only like working with one producer per project. So I'm excited to finally do our one together with all your shit.
Oh, it'd be disgusting.
Yeah, so we're just going trying to pick I think I told you I went through the shit you sent me and I picked about 6 because I'm a picky cunt. So I think you sent me like 60 and I picked like 6 of that. So I got to go through. I expected that. Yeah, I thought
you were going to pick like 3 to 5 out of what I send.
You know the vibes.
If I send you 50, I usually think if I send you around 50, you tell me like 3 to 5. And
it's probably about right.
If there's like other ones you want to use for singles, it might be like 8.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not really looking for that right now, but because I still have Relentless Deluxe coming, which I took the photos for last night, and we've got the Smokewell Project Part 2, and then ours. So I'm not really worried so much about. I probably should do some singles, but I don't have my microphone back yet. It's been like a month. Fuck, gotta follow
Pussy hole, really? Fuck
yeah, I think it's just the guy's busy. He said it was fine, but I think I might check back in. Anyways. So I think it's really sick that you're doing that and lots of stuff coming. Beautiful to hear. So there's that from Cypress Hill. And then Sire the Kid did an album called The Shadow in the Shade. So I definitely want to see that. I want to listen to that because it's crazy. Great. As far as the singles, I checked a couple out. Sid and Lucky Day did a song called Cyber, which was fucking really, really good. That shit slapped. Obviously, Lucky. Yeah, man. Lucky sounds really good on that shit. I also listened to most of his album, The Candy Drip, today, and he sounds a lot like it's kind of like super Frank Ocean-y. It's good, really good. Yeah,
I need to get back up on that. I've been busy working on all the behind the scenes as usual.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't get to like check it as much, but
yeah, that sounds good though. I'm excited.
And the other one I really liked was Joyce Rice. Did a song with Kate Trinata called Iced Tea, and it's fire. It's fucking great, man. There wasn't as both of them are amazing. So super talented. So those were the 2 joints that I checked. They were great. But I'm definitely gonna listen to those albums. So lots of good stuff, and I agree with you. Like I haven't been checking hardly anything lately either. Tiff has been playing a lot of I've been really enjoying the Sunday Service album and Kanye Jesus is King. Bro, it's so sick. So she has it in the mornings.
Shit?
The gospel shit is so fire. If you haven't heard it, it's got about 20 songs on there, and they do just like the gospel version of like Father Stretch My Hands, like Beautiful Morning.
That shit, dude, sick. Okay.
It's with like 100 cunts singing. It's beautiful, but they do the whole. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And they do the transition. We're like, Metro treasure, shoot you, beautiful. When they start to come in with the beat and stuff, like the thing up until the. It's just so sick, and they do Rain.
Is that the Jesus is Born album?
No, it's not Jesus is Born, babe.
I found one that says Kanye West presents Sunday Service Choir.
Jesus is Born is a Sunday service one, right? No, Jesus is Born is Sunday service, right? Okay, yeah, Jesus King is the Kanye one. Yes, correct. So
sick. So I found a thing for it. I'm keen. I'm gonna listen to it the second we're done here. I've fucking got a link.
Bro,
I'm gonna
yes, it's so fucking good. And So Tiff listening to that. She'd been playing just in the mornings just to like ease. Cause she gets up earlier than me because she's got more shit to do with clients, and I'm a pussy and I need to sleep more.
I respect that.
Also, it takes me ages to get to sleep, and she has a superpower that
like a light,
and if I could get any superpower, yeah, man, that's what I want. I'm so jealous. So she can go to sleep really quick. So I guess she just gets more sleep sooner than me because it takes me so long. Anyway, she'd been listening to that in the mornings, and I told her, I was like, "Oh, have you listened to Jesus is King?" And she's, "Oh, fuck, I forgot about that." And she put that on, and we've been listening to that the last few days, just like not constantly, but a decent amount. And I'm like, "Yo, this shit slaps, bro! Like it hits so much harder than I remember enjoying it when it dropped." Because we going into it, oh, cool, new Kanye album, like it's gospel, fuck, okay, but it just fucking slaps, bro.
You gotta sit with it.
Yeah, I really, honestly, it's probably at this point it might even be top 5 Kanye for me. Which is weird. No, not top 3. Yeah, it's very, very good. But listen to Sunday Service first, because that one is only gospel. There's no rap, and then obviously Jesus is King is like a gospel rap album. Okay. So I don't know, man. I'm just really into it right now. I appreciate Tiff like bumping it.
I think I may have heard bits of Jesus is King. I think
no, you must have heard it. Like close on Sunday, like the "You're my Chick-fil-A," like that joint.
Oh yes, okay, cool. So I have heard little bits and snips. Okay,
if you haven't heard the whole thing, I'd be pretty.
No, I haven't.
Surprised.
I need to do that.
Okay, so check those.
Nurse Doggy needs to have some general listening time.
Yeah, I think probably be good for your ears. Give them a break. Listen to some other shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Praise the Lord. Check that.
Praise the baby.
Praise the infant. I think we'll come back to the Cypress Hill thing. You put this article here, so I think we'll refer back to that in a sec, because that looks fun. So Tiff was like, "Oh, there's a new Nicki Minaj video today," and she said that it was the song with Coi Leray featuring Nicki. You know who she is? Coi is Benzino's daughter.
Yeah, the one that's dating that Canadian dude. That
Presser. Yeah.
Yeah, that cheeky cunt.
Yep. So there's a song called Blick Blick, and it's the most ridiculous chorus, and she's so bad. It's so.
I'm going to the thing right now.
Yeah, like you can check it, but the link I put is a link just to the tweet.
Hip Hop Numbers tweet.
Hip Hop by the Numbers tweet. So apparently that song is number 1 on iTunes, which is Nicki Minaj's 27th number 1 on iTunes, which makes her the artist with the most number 1s of all time, even beating Drake, who had 26. So
get the fuck out of my face.
It's a really bad song, but it's actually kind of, because I bitched about Nicki Minaj here a bunch. I'm just not a fan. But you hear Nicki, because Tiff didn't know who Coi Leray really was. She'd heard some of her music before because they're popping on Reels. There's this one really annoying one. And I explained who she was. Oh, okay. And it was funny to see her rap and then see Nicki come in, and just like the skill set is just like, it's night and day. It was just actually really cool for actually, because look, even though I'm a hater, I'm like, oh my gosh, Nicki just fucking demolished it. And it still wasn't like world-changing raps. It was just in comparison, you're like, Jesus, Nicki does have a lot of skills, and it made you sort of realize like, probably am fronting a little bit just because I don't really like the content all the time. I don't like the beats. I don't really like it.
Against someone so horrible.
Yeah, because she's I think she's an aggressive, obnoxious idiot. Not all the time, but very often. And I don't like hearing the things she's saying.
I have it playing right now.
What's the Notion live take on it? I like watching your face. I think that kind of says it all. You watching the video?
Weird.
Yeah, right.
She's doing everything she can to get her itty bitties out.
Yeah, which is weird because she's no shade and no body shaming, but she's kind of built like a 12-year-old boy. So like, it's weird to see her wear the clothes that very curvy women wear, and get all those shit out when she even dress. I feel like she's androgynous, I guess is what I mean. Like, she's just very like.
She's like Royal Santana. She got lots of like do-rags and the big hats. It's very.
And she looks like funky when she wears that stuff. And there's another video we watched afterwards, and she was wearing a t-shirt and chains, and she looked just like to be honest, like
it's kind of like a mumble rap young MA that's like
mumble rap young MA,
on lean.
Yeah, because she makes noises. She's like,
and like.
Like, what are you doing? Like,
interesting. Wow, that's my live
no.
take. Is that enough? That's enough.
That's enough. Yeah, you don't need to poison.
I'll
your
listen
ears
to
anymore.
Nicki's verse afterwards.
Yeah, that's worth checking out because I think it's more like it's the contrast. I think it'd be interesting for you to hear that. So actually watch the whole video is probably like 3 minutes anyway. So
Well, I don't hate Nicki like you do.
No, you don't. No.
I respect her pen because, you know, she's pretty good. Like fuck, I'm not a fan of her tunes, but for the most part, she writes most of her shit, and that's admirable. And she's written some fucking fire verses in the past when she was fresh, like the Monster verse, and there's a couple other ones along the way, mixtape stuff, and some album things. But yeah, I don't know. I don't hate her, but I definitely don't listen to her at all.
Like at all. No, same.
Like at all. And I mean, I probably heard she's the type of artist that you'd hear when, you know, back in the day when you're at the mall or you're at the fucking, you know, supermarket and there's bumping there, like you just can't escape it because she's such a top 40 artist. So there's a lot of songs that I've heard of hers that I just didn't really want to hear that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's really what it is, right? Yeah.
So they're the ones that I hate the most, and that's usually how it goes.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think you'll appreciate the bars anyway. So
swore as.
That's an interesting one. Okay, what else we got here? So 2 Chainz. Let's talk about the Drink Champs because they do have, you know, obviously some pretty solid guests on here. So the latest one is 2 Chainz. You were telling me. He doesn't have a noise, does he? No, he needs a noise.
He's like 2 Chainz. Yeah,
that's probably all it is, right?
It's kind of southern Atlanta drawl. So
okay, no, like
yeah.
That's what he does.
Like that, okay. Right? Yeah, I think
so. Honestly, I don't really fuck with the stuff.
Here's that birthday song, right?
I think so. Tiff would know because it's kind of all that stuff was like this other era that I think is like.
Yeah, we weren't ready for that shit.
Not ready. We were not clubbing when those things were out because I stopped clubbing at like 23 or whatever. So anything after that, from like to mid 2000s, I wasn't hearing out unless we were at rap shows or we were in the car or at the studio or whatever the fuck listening to stuff.
But,
so we didn't hear all those songs. So I think all of that's like the early 2000s, like after we stopped going anyway. So yes, maybe it was. Tell me about the episode. What did you like about it? What's the vibes?
It's good. I've always respected 2 Chainz as a businessman and just how he moves and how he rolls. Like, I don't know. I've just seen. I'm not a huge fan of his music. I do like know him as Titty Boy as well, and seen him get away from DTP label and then get it to his own shit. And he was explaining a lot of the workings behind those sort of stories. And there was a bunch of dangerous shit that happens at the studio. He was talking about his past a bit. Yeah, it was just really cool because he's an insightful dude. He's proper. He's really well thought out, and he takes his time. He's not a big drinker, and he was just he's always cool and calculated. And the more I see interviews with him, the more I like him, and I just like I really enjoy his perspective, and I noticed that he's gotten more like kind of not enlightened is the word I was going to use, but it's not, you know what I mean? Not really accurate, but he's definitely just woke, even if you could say that. But he's switched on and he's just aware and he's just moving in the right kind of way. And he's learned from his shitty past and other cunts that did shitty things around him. And he just moves proper and he capitalized on a lot of things. And he's had I've seen a couple of the shows, like when he like the Most Expensive Fist or whatever the fuck that show was. Where he smokes like the most expensive blunt and stuff like that. That's kind of fun. He's funny as shit, dude. The Atlanta draw, like, we've been there. We've had a great fucking time. We love the Southern hospitality is super duper real, even though we've only been there for like a week tops.
We went twice.
We did go twice. Yeah, it was just
call it a week and a half probably.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. I can't wait to go back. So yeah, it's a good interview. It does go for 3 hours. I'd say like 2.5 hours are solid as fuck, and then the rest of it's kind of like just them getting lost and then wearing it down. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. Like most of the recent ones we talked about, they've been proper. Nori's got a good lineup.
I really enjoyed the game one. I listened to that after you told me. That was really good.
Oh, good. That was really good.
It got a bit messy to what like. I don't know if we talked. Did we talk about it last?
Much, man. We touched on it, but you hadn't seen it yet.
Oh, I hadn't yet. Okay, well, must have listened to it this week then. Yeah, it was great. It was just Nori kept he keeps derailing shit. like he'll get to a point and then he'll stop the conversation direction and just pivot all the time. And sometimes he'll cut people off and not let them finish their stories and stuff. It's like it gets a little like much. I wish EFN. We did talk about this last week because we were saying how important EFN was to it. I remember that, so I won't go into it again.
Right.
But I'm curious to hear this. I'll definitely check that. So I mean, anytime you're saying that's fire, I'm with it. So that's great.
Yeah, because like I check most of them, and then like if it's a guest I'm not like a massive fan of, I'll just kind of like skip in segments and find like skip every 20 minutes and see if it's all right. But they had a good streak, so I'm here for it.
Okay, love it. Fuck yeah, killing it. More Kanye. I feel there's Kanye news every week, which is
always
he's
got a couple of things going on.
He certainly does. So his latest, I guess, obviously I don't know if there's any more new updates with the Pete Davidson stuff. I think that happened last week, but this week he was banned from Instagram for 24 hours because he said some like what they probably called hate speech to Trevor Noah. He posted like a photo of like it's so weird. Like it's like he Googled Trevor Noah, put the picture of the results on Google, of screenshot, and then he said, I don't think we should say the word, but like kumbaya. He said a word, a slur for a basically one would call a black person who was a traitor to their race, maybe. I think is the intention behind that word that rhymed with that in that. So he said that, and Trevor put this really insightful post back to be like, look, man, like I can't even remember what he didn't like about it. He's like, he might have just said Kanye needs help or something like that. And then he was like, man, like you are one of my biggest inspirations. Every time I put on the seatbelt, I smile because of you. You've soundtracked some of the greatest moments of my life. It's I love you. I'm not here to do that. I just think you might need some help, and that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm here to talk, blah, blah, blah. So he actually had a really nice response to that.
Crazy.
Which was cool. But so Kanye got removed from Instagram for that for 24 hours, and then the Grammys took him off as a performer. Which kind of sucks. Was he banned as a performer or as he kind of tended? Because I know you put the thing in there. Can you just double check? I think it's as a performer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So it's pretty. People were pretty pissed at him for it. I didn't think it was that bad.
Got 5 nominations and
for Donda. It must be.
Yeah.
But yeah, he it's just interesting, and it's a shame.
Saying can't go.
Yeah, so like I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck because everyone was like, "Oh, you're really surprised," and he had that thing when he pissed on the Grammy in the toilet. He took a picture. It's a video of him pissing on his Grammy in the toilet.
Are you serious? What the fuck?
Yeah, man's just wild. This is pretty funny.
Oh my god, that's fucking wild.
Like you can just all you're seeing is just the view from the toilet bowl, and then just this piss coming onto it.
That's fucked up.
It's pretty funny, but I guess he's not super into it. I imagine he doesn't care that much. So, he's been kind of quiet since. Hasn't been sort of saying as much. I don't think there's been any new news since last week about the divorce stuff and the Pete Davidson shit or whatever. So, I actually watched the video. Tiff put it on the other day. This have you heard of a T channel on YouTube?
No.
So,
like a gossip channel?
Gossip channel, exactly. They call them T channels that talk about mostly like other YouTubers and sometimes just other people doing stuff. So there's one dude who talks a lot about YouTubers that we occasionally watch. It comes up in the algorithm. We watch a couple of them. They come up in Tiff's account, thank God. And he did a whole video on Pete Davidson and all the problems that he's had. And you didn't realize all the shit he said. He said some crazy ass shit about his dad because he's an extreme comedian, right, or whatever. Yeah. And then he said some all the stuff with Ariana Grande, Ariana, not Ariana. And all that type of stuff. You're like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot that like he's a wild man like that. So it's not entirely sort of surprising. Anyway, I guess that talk has kind of died down a bit.
Chops, eh?
Mate's off his chips, So there's that. Philo Khan Yizzle. Gunna had his first single to become gold in 2022. So what's the deal with that?
Yeah, that's crazy. Basically, Pusha P.
Hell, I was about to ask. Yeah, that's hilarious. What does it say about it?
on March 15th, they became the first artist of 2022 to earn a gold certification from the RIAA for their efforts
Recording Industry Association of America. Yes.
Assholes. Push and P collaboration for blah 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 for Gunna's DS Forever.
Okay.
Album back in January. So yeah, he's the first man to get a gold. Does pretty cool.
Good for him. But isn't that interesting that ain't nobody getting golds?
Mm.
Wonder what that means. Does that mean that no one gives a fuck in the streaming world? Like, what does that mean for the music industry? If
it's slow,
because he's the first artist, not the first rap artist, right? Because that's a different situation.
Yeah, but it just says became the first artist of 22.
So that's, I don't know, that kind of says a lot, no? Like about
the state of music. Fucking hell.
Yeah, and like how many people are listening, because there's so much competition for our attention these days. Like, you know, whether it's TV, movies, YouTube, podcasts, other, you know, like music, maybe people want to listen to what they've already got downloaded as opposed to what's on Spotify or elsewhere. So it's like kind of crazy that, you know, it's so hard. I guess it even kind of points, it just shows everybody like how fucking hard it is to sort of make money, because obviously no one's making money off the music itself. It's everything else that surrounds it. Maybe you get some,
of course,
some sync for movies or some shit, or whatever other things like that. Movies, video games, TV, blah blah blah. You get other brand deals and all that type of stuff, and then obviously touring. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like a tough thing because you just make fuck all off everything. That's kind of why, like, it's interesting as time went on, it changed for us. I don't know about you, but like I always really believed in my soul that we would be making a living off music. I guess technically kind of you are, but off your skills around music, like producing and mixing and mastering and stuff. Or I guess I'm making a living off the skills that I learned from promoting our music. So I learned the skills on how to do the business side, and that social media shit is what I do. And you learned, in order to get the music going, you learned how to produce and engineer, and you're making a living off that. So actually, we kind of are, just not how we thought. Interesting.
It's funny how life fucking directs you, mate.
Yeah, weird, eh? But yeah, so it's like, it's never like anything
to think about. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool perspective. Like I
love in kind of like, you know, staying true to hip hop and just and our own sort of paths led us to this, but it's because we focused on the one thing. You know, we branched off, but it's still because of it.
And we're still doing it. We've still got projects. We're still
exactly.
I don't think we'll ever stop doing it though either. Even I feel like we're still. Oh, I feel still. Aside from the fucking gray hair, which I'm always very conscious about, and and that actually going to tie into the next combo. You like that?
I'm ready to go full Gandalf and be the sickest rapper with the grayest fucking beard and tell
fuck that.
Fuck off, mate. You know what?
I don't think cunts care, but when
come to my concert and try to fucking cut it off, mate. I dare you.
Yeah, I dare you.
I taught cunts, mate. And then I'll get actual Gandalf to come here and go, "You shall not pass."
That was a good one.
Give it a shot.
That was a good one.
Wasn't bad.
That was a fucking good one.
I actually watched it last week. I swear to God, I got heaps ripped and watched it. It was good. Yeah. Solid.
Which one?
The first one.
First one?
Fellowship of the Dong.
The the 3-hour one or the
the extended cut.
It's the best.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I remember being sick from high school and watching all three back to back in the extended 9 hours of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
were you
it was
with
the whole
me?
day.
Yeah. Why would you be with me if I was sick on the school day? I'm pretty sure.
Well, I've definitely done that before.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't.
Maybe we did it. Maybe we did it.
Maybe
together when you weren't sick.
Yeah, maybe we just watched it anyway. Wouldn't be surprised. Okay, that's sick. So the ageism stuff, yeah, it always bothers me. I know because people were commenting when we were promoting the videos, the music videos on Facebook and with ads. People were commenting and saying stuff about there was just ageist comments. I was like, interesting. That's really the first thing that y'all think. You're not listening to the music. You're not listening to the lyrics. It makes me want to wear like a ski mask and just be like, all right, now what? Now you can fucking check the shit out.
Like do some drill, funk house, trap.
Well, whatever. Just music. The next videos that we do for what's it called for what are we doing our next for Relentless? I don't know. I couldn't believe I forgot the name of my album. Rich is finishing up the video for I Got Next, which features Notion and Maya Clarity. So that should be done. I'm hoping it's done this week. I talked to him about it last night. So he said it's nearly done. Cool. He's just been pretty busy and he's doing us a favor. So we'll get that done soon. Then I'll move on to the next song. I don't know what to do next. We're just going to keep picking and just keep rolling out videos, and the deluxe album should be coming soon. So it's already done. Just sort of need Josh to do the cover because he was waiting for me to take the photo. So I took the photo last night. Tiff did. So okay, so there's that. Now you got a wicked article here from what it looks like about Cypress Hill saying hip hop really isn't a young man's game, which is amazing to me. So I don't know if it's worth like how much of this is worth going through. If you want to, I'm going to pull it up on my phone here instead of on the computer. It's a bit easier.
Yeah.
Just to take a squiz and see what's going on with it. Oh, stop being a fucking. There you go. You can't. So, do you want to like
summarize?
I'm going to hit it too, so we can both maybe contribute here.
I haven't read it, but I'm just scanning real quick, and like I get what they're talking about. Like they're just saying, essentially that like they've always done their own thing. They're just being ourselves and giving the music to the people the way they think it should be presented. People have always received as well for that. They say we're not following trends, nor have we ever followed trends. If we're trying to compete and do this music, it's important with a lot of the trap stuff and everything like that. But then it would seem forced.
Yes. Yeah. So this is the quote from that. So this is good context from what you're saying. It says, unlike rock and roll musicians who don't seem to have an expiration date, hip-hop artists often feel dismissed once they hit a certain age. But Be Real and Sendog, who are both in their 50s, aren't buying the young man's game theory. Cypress has always done our own thing, Sen says. The culture's always rewarded us by sticking true to it. I don't think we've ever left it or anything like that. It's always been a steady progression of the Cypress style and what we represent. I don't know how Bobo feels or whatever, which is the drummer dude, but I don't think it's like we're trying to do a takeover or anything like that and come back. We're still here. We've never gone away. This is the 30th anniversary of the band, and that's what we need to focus on. So
fire.
I guess they're just trying to say that, yeah, they're also saying that we're not following trends. Yes, they are, definitely. We're not following trends, nor have we ever followed trends. If we were trying to compete and do this music that is most popular now with a lot of trap stuff and everything, then it would seem forced because that's not what we're about. We try to stay true to what we want and what we like, and we improve on that. And then Be Real says, that was Bobo who said that. Be Real says, yeah, I think with that connection that there's with hip-hop, with the hip-hop is a young man's game thing, it really isn't. It's for whoever and those who hold on to the passion for it, and if you keep razor sharp. Our school, the gold school, we continue to work even past the so-called prime. Everybody continues to work, and it's like playing a sport. The more you train, the better you get at it. The more you do it, the more it becomes innate. It's second nature. And I think...
the gold school reference. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So he's like... And he's also saying that it's with the industry, this music, this genre goes in cycles. It always tends to trend younger because when you get to the age above 30 and 40, how do you connect with the teens and the young adults? Companies never figured that out. Your fan base gets older and they're younger. And they get younger if you're lucky. And this one, what happens is the record companies don't know how. I'm not trying to read this whole fucking article, but these are good quotes. Is the record companies don't know how to find the folks that grew up with you once they've become adults, and they're now out to the world, not as young people. They don't have that game down, so they're geared to keep marketing and promoting towards a younger audience. They're the ones, the record company and the record industry are the ones who play artists out like that. Well, you're above 30, you're above 40, you're done. That's not true. We're fucking seeing it more often now. And because the doors have been broken open, now you don't really need to show them that. People can make a video, go on YouTube, crack it off and create the wave. It goes to show they weren't trying and they never will because it's easier to market towards young people. That's cool, eh?
That's not fucking bad at all.
So he's kind of saying that, I guess, that as, say, me and you are great examples. So it's easier for record labels to market to Dan because he's 24 than it is to me and you, late 30s, early 40s type of era, because they don't know how to reach us through their marketing. Even though we were fans of Cypress Hill when we were like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years old.
Exactly.
How do you, like, we just follow Cypress Hill. So record companies don't, like, if they were smart, they would have artists like us, people who do the type of shit that we do, and then market them towards the fan base that would probably be closer to our age. Like, it doesn't mean that only people our age will like our shit, but we're not doing Coi Leray mumble rap type stuff. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not for us. Dahn is an interesting example. He listens to Eazy-E from the late 80s.
All kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, but he listens to Heady One. And good shit. And he said even like he, you know, last time he was on, which was good, he was loving the Big L project and the what was the other one we got him to listen to? Big L and Big Pun.
Pun.
Capital Punishment.
Yeah.
And he was
like, he had some good feedback. That was really interesting. I liked that he liked it so much.
Yeah. It made him, what did he say? He made him, it felt like he was, like, it made the guys today kind of like, man, they just do not have it the same. And that's not something me and you would say, like, shit today is not as good as it used to be, but that's an old man thing to say, and we know that. But
that's true.
I think it's true.
Yeah, he had some fresh perspective old man comments.
Yeah, he's like too young to be an old man. It's actually hilarious. So
yeah, so it's legit. That's why it works out. Checks out.
So like, exactly. Because I'm like, all right, we didn't tell him, but we disagree all the time on, like, you know, all the trap stuff and all the shit that he listens to. Me and you never, or very rarely, like the same things as he does. But we very much align on this stuff, and he was into it so much. He's like, give me 2 more albums to listen to. And I think we gave him Fat Joe, Don Cartagena, and Mobb Deep, Hell on Earth. Fantastic projects, because that was your idea. Mobb Deep was the fucking best example. So stoked when you said that. Man.
Yeah.
Love that. So, like, it's really cool to get someone like Dan's like perspective on it, because I guess he is out of the ordinary. I actually would like to talk to a kid his age and get him to listen to this stuff, and, you know, someone who doesn't already like it like Dan does. Because I imagine there's got to be some 20-year-olds who only know Lil Durk and fucking Lil Uzi Vert and shit. Like, Uzi Vert would be old people music to them type dudes.
Oh goodness, imagine that what a world they would live in.
Probably like 20-year-olds, maybe 15 to 20-year-olds would be interesting to see what they think of things. Because I saw this video the other day on Instagram, and it was someone going up to their school. They must have been in like year 10 at the oldest, and he was going up to people's faces like, best rapper out right now, or best greatest of all time, and people were saying it wasn't all trash. And these were mostly white kids, so it seemed like a suburban American school type of thing. They all look
right,
you know. So I don't even know where. I guess I'm saying that because I don't know what kind of, like, what neighborhood are they in? Because if you ask that in our day, we went to a suburban white school, or predominantly white school, and because that's how the suburbs are, I guess, where we grew up. And nobody listened to rap. Like, there was me, probably would have been 4 of us in the year level or something. Like, everyone used to make fun of me, and I think they did you too. So, like, you couldn't ask that. But now they asked, it was like 30 people that they asked who their rappers were and favorite rappers were. A lot of them were saying J. Cole, Eminem, Kendrick, like Drake, all like the more lyrical rap. There was some of the trash ones where people said Future or Uzi or Durk or those type of cats who I'm not mad at. Some of them said DaBaby, some said Lil Baby, like, who
like 60-40.
Yeah, it was just impressive. It was like, all right, so maybe the kids, because like they might not just, it might just be a lack of awareness. They just don't know who Mobb Deep are. They don't know who Big Pun is. But if you show them, and then they already
so far away from the timelines, like they just don't really hear it right on regular rotation, or the outlets they're listening to, whether it's like Spotify playlists or certain radio stations, or their fucking brother or their sister, cousin playing the things, like.
Because that's how you hear of new shit. Like, you know, you have an older brother or sister. Like, I would show you stuff. I mean, we got into it, most of it together from the beginning. We got into it at the same time, like, because it was with Lee, our parents' friend's son, and he schooled us. He was always like telling us about the next thing. So me and you got into it all together, and I guess as I got older, I probably got money first and was buying CDs and going out the way, and then
you had a job before me. That's exactly right. Yeah, I'll borrow your shit.
Exactly, and run that, and then occasionally you'd buy stuff, and I'd steal your stuff too. So you know, like it was a different. You know, we had that situation. So if you look at these kids, they would need, like, they're like our children. If we had kids in our mid-20s, we'd have a 15-year-old or whatever. They
oh my goodness, imagine!
Which would be hilarious. It'd be fucking cool, actually.
Imagine a little like 15-year-old Steve Feezy walking behind you, mate. Oi, mate, fucking hurry up and finish the potty. Fucking
Dad,
have a
get
you
us
dickhead.
dinner.
Like,
Get us
don't
dinner.
be shit cunt, Dad. Like,
can I have ice cream?
Can I have some new Yeezys, bro? Like,
yeah, like no more Yeezys.
Can I have new ones? Yeah,
you get the Rave Riders. So I wonder if
everyone gets Yeezys.
Everybody, Yeezys for everybody. You need some. You're the only one in the family now that doesn't have Yeezys because Dan's got them and Tiff's got them. Shit, son. Shit, son.
Yo, I'll have to figure out my what kind of stilo I want to fit into there. I have to have a smaller keys.
I know they're a chunk of money, but if you do ever want them, you can use. I'll do it through my app, and then you can just pay me, and I'll get them to you. Because I have a better chance of getting them because of how much I've bought. It. You get points.
I love it.
Did I ever tell you about the point system? So there's a point system, and I've got a fuck ton of points.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. I have a shit ton of points. So because of that, it makes me get them easier. So you probably have zero chance of getting them yourself from your shit, but I'll be able to do it. So I'm not joking. Like, it's basically no chance. That's how they do it. It's fucked up. So anyway, what we're talking about, I didn't want to like digress to Yeezys, but anyway, if we had kids, we would show them our music, right? So they, as a young person, would be familiar with it because our parents weren't really like, you and me are into music, and we would show them the tracks. Our parents weren't really like, we listened to that stuff, Bryan Adams, Michael Jackson, all that type of shit that they bumped. Dad had bit of Prince. Yep. What's the Police? Phil Collins. Yep.
Phil Collins, exactly.
So I think there was some like Simon and Garfunkel shit I thought was kind of gangster. No, Paul Simon, the solo shit, the Paul Simon stuff.
Yeah. There was even like some fucking Roy Orbison record in there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Dad had like Temptations. Wow. I stole a bunch of them back in the day because he gave me his turntable. So I have them all in Australia. Now that some legend gave me a turntable, I need to bring them all over and bump it because it's a whole new passion now. I need to buy some speakers for it because it's like, it does the trick, but it's pretty shit. And I feel like it doesn't do the music justice. So I bet you could get $150 speakers that are sick and just plug them in, run that shit, you know?
Yeah, we can definitely figure that out.
Yeah, no, I'm going to check for those. But anyway, we would show them, and that's how they would do it. So that was kind of the point coming back to this, is that it's harder for the kids to be into it. But I guess that the labels haven't figured out how to not market to children because all they know is now TikTok, right? TikTok's all that matters, basically. And getting a trending song on there, which the labels have to be paying for. It has to be something that you can go as a major to TikTok and like, all right, well, how much is it for 2 weeks of making this single trending? All right, boom. And then the idea is that it pushes it, and then as it begins to really trend, it'll just do it organically. But the idea is it gives it that push that, say, independent artists like us would never be able to have access to, right? Which is how the game is still rigged, even though it's supposed to be more democratic. Not true. So interesting that Cypress Hill feels like that, because that means there's like literally the only people ever getting served are teenagers and maybe early 20s. And that's it. No one else is ever being served stuff. And there's way more artists. Like every other, like you were saying, every other genre has mad artists that are older. Every rock, you know, people aren't talking shit on Led Zeppelin are old, fuck them. Or Prince was old, fuck him. Like, are you kidding me? Like, any of the kids would die to fucking work with Prince. And like even as he probably died in his early 50s, I imagine, like, that shit is like crazy. So that means it's just like this big underserved market. It's like, how are we discovering music if people aren't advertising to us? If we're not watching TikTok dances, like, how do you fucking get? You know what I'm saying? Like, luckily I've not so much you do it differently, but I've structured my Spotify algorithm to feed me all of the shit that I want. I follow every artist that I like, and I'm like, I want them to tell me when this person has new stuff. I follow them. Yeah. And I would like some songs if I want.
I think on YouTube. Not as good as Spotify, obviously.
I mean, it's a different thing, but you can subscribe to the channels and stuff. Yeah, cool. So that's a good way to do it as well. So then you get, if you just go to YouTube homepage or your phone, you can just scroll and you'll be able to get fed some new stuff, which is great. So it's interesting that we're not being like, I don't know what else they're doing aside from TikTok. I guess I can't speak to the specifics, but if he's, as an artist who's been in the game for 30 years, for him to say that, it's a pretty big call to say that. I just think that's super fascinating. Well, here we go. This is just touching on what I said. He said, we've been fortunate in that way that people pass down our music, much like Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath was passed down to us. We caught it because people felt it was important enough to pass down. Like, hey, you like that style of music? Check out this band. We've become fans of that, and then we're all about that. We've been fortunate to have that. Our fans get older with us, and they've stood loyal, and they're there, which is what we were saying about us. We see them at the shows whenever possible. Then we see the younger base, whereas they're passing it down to these young folks. It's great to see that we had that sort of impact, that people felt we were important enough to pass it down to a younger generation. So, like, it's because me or you, like we just said, me or you, maybe we're showing Dan. Now, he is the younger generation, but I think there's even the younger again. But we're showing Dan stuff. He probably doesn't know much about Cypress Hill except for Insane in the Brain or whatever. So, like... we
should make him do Black Sunday next time. That's his next album.
Great one. Black Sunday, and probably like
has he done Doggy Style before?
That's a good one. If he hasn't done Doggy Style or the Chronic, he should do that.
Chronic, yeah.
If he hasn't, another one.
Make him do the Doggy Style and the Chronic together. In one listen. So we can talk about it. Yeah, and then the next week do Black Sunday.
Yeah, and Black Sunday, you'd pair that with like something random. One album that I really liked is actually an EP. It's Ice Cube, Kill It Will. I really, really love
Kill It Will. It's awesome. Where he's like handing you the gun on the cover.
Yeah.
Sick.
So I had that on tape, if you remember.
He's
Jerry. I still, classic. I love that one. I think it was either the first one he did after NWA, or the one. There was like an album, the first solo album, which is I think it's America's Most Wanted, was his first one. And then then Kill It Will, and then I think it went into like Lethal Injection and Death Certificate and all that stuff. So
what up? Yeah,
it was wow. Look at all these names: like Death Certificate, Kill It Will, The Predator. Yeah, I remember the order because that era of Ice Cube I really loved.
Yeah, those guys were the most baddest motherfuckers, like Ice Cube, Ice-T, like all of NWA. Yeah. Like they were bad motherfuckers, bro. Facts. So cool.
Yeah, man, they were so cool to us, man, because it was just like they're doing shit that like. We never were exposed to. We never saw any of this stuff. We would.
Yeah.
This is all so new. It was so fucking dope. So, yeah, we're gonna keep giving Dan old music to listen to and keep expanding his palette. And it's going to be interesting to kind of watch that journey and document that here. Then now with this context, this is a great article, man. Thank you for putting this one in. This was really cool.
Word up.
I enjoyed this convo. I love this convo, and I want to feel.
Yeah, because we've touched on it a few times. I felt like we could just continue to expand on it. So. Our listeners can get all the moving parts to it because there is a lot to it and there's a lot to unpack because it's an ever evolving thing because hip hop is it's the first time it's been this old as we've talked about before and it's like I
love it. I think we'll make a big thing to stay on top of it then because I didn't keep checking in with Dan and having these conversations because it gives me a bit of hope after seeing I feel like there's so much I dwell on the negativity with this one because I just feel like everyone's fucked, but I should feel more positive.
Cunts are pretty fucked, but I feel you.
I feel like people who fuck with our should have been super supportive though, so I appreciate that. So it's more just like accessing other people who won't just see and go, oh, he's old because he has a few gray hair. I've had gray hairs in my beard for 5 or 6 years, so it's no different. I
have grey hair. You just have to look a little closer.
Yeah, you did better than me. My shit came quick. Maybe I'm more stressed than you. I think because I'm not high enough and I get too stressed. But you know the vibes.
Mate,
that's why.
Drink more of those things. I'm gonna send you all of my edibles, bro.
Please. Thank you. I'll be rocking the oils. Yes, I'd love to. I want to do. I told you about. I got in here the Doritos. I've just been scared because I don't know how much it'll be. To break it off.
Just have a chip, bro. Just have a chip.
I would probably die. Just have
one chip. Because how many chips in the packet? 20?
I didn't want to open it. No, if it's 20, then it's different. I thought it felt like 3.
Oh, so take a bite.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to break off
a loony or a toonie.
No, I was going to do the size of a fucking dime. Because if you think about it, it's 500 milligrams, right? This shit is 500 milligrams.
True.
500 milligrams.
Cool Ranch.
These are legals in Canada, people, just so you know. So it's not being naughty.
Naughty.
Obviously, they've got the fucking nutrition guide on the back. It's
it looks so proper. Honestly, I genuinely wish I liked eating weed.
The edibles, yeah. So I did
feeling like the chocolate, but I can't front. Anyway,
the chocolates are good too.
Everything else.
So once again, I didn't want to open it
for everybody. Just eat one.
No,
eat one for
no.
everyone.
Can you imagine? Because I'm having
Just
this.
do it.
I guess you too. I don't do peer pressure. I'm way too old for that. So like it's got a Ziploc, so it's like it'd be fine. I just didn't want, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to start to do it. So I just been hesitant because I'm like, oh. So I'm trying to touch it. Maybe there are more. I thought there was like 3, but there's probably like 10 in here. So
yeah, I'm not
either
sure.
way,
I've never opened any of the packets I've had. So
okay, that's so you wouldn't know. They're 500 milligrams. Keep in mind, this drink is 5, and I would normally probably have, if I really want to get lit, like 10. So
it's a crumb thing.
That's kind of what I was worried about. I just wanted to break off one the size of like a dime and see what happened. You know what I mean? So I was just being genuinely scared.
I love it
because it's fucking hardcore.
Can you please, like, you know, just even with your phone, can you video document that whole
how much
excursion?
It is? Yeah,
2 or 3 hours, and then just tell cunts how you feel, because like that's gonna be so funny, man.
I can do that. That'd be pretty funny. Fucking with it. And I'll make a little reel for IG. Yeezys. You know the vibes.
CPC versus Edibles.
Who's gonna win? We know already, but let's try. The Edibles win. Okay, one more thing, and then we'll quick see if there's some 88 stuff. Tell us about the 50 Cent Spirits getting the partnership with the Houston Rockets.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So he has partnered with the basketball team through his premium wine and spirits company, Sire Spirits.
Okay.
The deal will showcase his Branson Cognac and Le Chemin de Roy Champagne brands. It'll be sold at the Houston Rockets games, at the Toyota Center events, and multiple themed bars, a branded luxury suite, and a courtside lodge box.
Okay.
So he's getting his things out there.
All right.
It's pretty cool, man. I mean, fuck it. He's a bad guy. So I'm a big fan of 50. It's a small power move.
Yeah, man. Good for that. That's cool, man. Getting them in. Hey, because everyone knows, once again, it comes back to what we were saying. Everyone's making money off all this stuff. They're going into business.
Yeah.
No one's making money off the fucking music, right? If they were, why would they bother with all this shit? So no one is. Even 50, you'd be making... Yeah. You'd make some, but you're not going to fucking, like... It's not enough if you've really got aspirations to do things. And it seems like a waste of a platform. If you're that big and you don't do something like have a liquor brand or have a fucking whatever, have something, own clubs.
Have your own weed strain. Like, honestly, bro, if we got to the, that status, I would have my own weed strain. I would have my own grinder. I would have my own fucking, I wouldn't do papers because I'm going to mess with Raw. They're like perfect. But I would make my own.
You do a collab with Raw.
I do a collab with Raw. Holy fuck balls! Because that Josh Eshelman seems like a fun motherfucker. So I would be down with that. So yeah, I would just extend those kind of things. The business moves I would do would be that. I'd do like fucking maybe like a cool ass bike or some shit. Like maybe not a trail bike, but like just some kind of bike, some kind of hip hop fun bike.
Hip hop fun bike. I want a hip hop fun bike. Like a lowrider. You know, like the lowrider joints?
Maybe a lowrider, but also maybe, I don't know. I just like bikes.
Yeah, I'm out here, bro. You know, out here pedaling. Man's likes pedals.
Bunny hops in the kitchen, okay?
That's all Notion does. So 1988 is highly known as the one of the golden years of hip hop. Since coming back to the 88 thing, we're going to bring it home with that. And the other golden year would be 94. I've heard people argue the run between, say, 94 and 98 is one of the best. That would be my probably favorite period in rap. I imagine.
Not bad at all.
I don't know if anything much is better than that. Those particular years. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5-year run. So. Pretty impressive. So maybe I'll just run through some notable albums that were released in 1988 because obviously you and me.
I'm gonna start frothing.
Yeah, fuck. I wonder if we. You would have been really young. You would have been 4 or 5. But if I would have been 2 years older than you. But I wonder if we were listening to any rap in 88. I don't know for sure, though. I don't
know about that.
I think it was a little before my time.
Music is me dancing on the couch at Selby, on that white couch. I was dancing to Prince Cream video. Mum said I was dancing on the couch and I was
we didn't live there
following...
Then. That was like 92 or something. That song came out.
So how old was I?
For Cream? Oh, you would have been. You were born there. I was born at the other place. You weren't born at the other place. We were at Endeavour Hills.
So like, Mum told me, I don't, maybe I'm getting the song wrong. Mum told me I was on the couch and there was something on the TV and I was copying it. So I was thrusting on the couch. I got the song wrong. So I don't know what that is. I have to ask Mum. But yeah, I was thrusting to something that was on TV.
Maybe it's Michael Jackson?
Maybe.
Cream came out in 1991 and we left Selby in like 88, 89.
Okay, cool. So it definitely wasn't Prince then. Fuck that up.
I don't remember listening to Prince except for that song growing up. My mum and dad didn't play Prince ever. They always played Michael Jackson.
It was on the music channels that we just
used to watch, yeah, Cream was exactly right. We used to watch those shits all the time.
All the time, yeah.
So you're probably just messing up the song, but I don't. You would have been at that house probably at most 5, maybe
3,
6,
4. Yeah, I think it worked out to be like 4 years older. That's what I was talking. I chatted with Mum about it. I'm like,
then it was definitely the place is correct though for sure. If you were 4, then definitely. Yeah. I want to know actually. You should text her and ask because that'd be pretty funny.
I was dancing and thrusting, and then she said you were on the couch in your nappy, thrusting and watching the TV.
Would you have a nappy at 4? Yeah, probably. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I think you probably.
Whatever I was.
I was like 12.
Out.
Wearing nappies. Let's go. I'm joking.
Yeah,
okay, that's cool. I'd like to find out what song that was.
All day.
Let's fucking go, cunt. All right. Well, here's a few albums, and I thought I'd do albums rather than singles that were notable. That were released in '88. This is kind of like according to Wikipedia. Ghetto Boys, Making Trouble. Don't really know that one. Biz Markie, Going Off. Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper. There's Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, On the Strength. Run DMC, Tougher Than Leather. Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh Crew, The World's Greatest Entertainer. Ooh, Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary. That was the classic one. Audio 2, What More Can I Say? They're like the top billing guys. EPMD, Strictly Business. Big Daddy Kane, Long Live the Kane. Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. Eric B. and Rakim, Follow the Leader. Salt and Pepper, Assault with a Deadly Pepper. NWA, Straight Outta Compton. Beautiful. 2 Live Crew, Move Something. Easy-E, Easy Does It. Ice-T, Power. MC Light, Light as a Rock. Marley Marl, In Control Volume 1. MC Hammer, Let's Get It Started. I didn't listen to Hammer. Did you? I never did.
Absolutely not. The only time was when he came onto the video channels and we saw like...
Yeah.
Ho, 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 ho.
Yeah, with the big pants. That were pretty fire, though.
I mean, pants are fire.
Yeah. Fucks. Ultramagnetic MC's Critical Beatdown. Kid and Play Too Hype. Slick Rick, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. Jungle Brothers, Straight Out the Jungle. I'm trying to think of stuff. Curtis Blow, Back by Popular Demand. There's a whole bunch of shit, but they're like people I didn't even fucking know. These are all unknown when they were released, the actual release date. So those are the main ones. Schoolie D, Smoke Some Kill. That's kind of it of anything that I care about. I feel like looking at that, I don't know. This was so before my time. I don't really have a lot of like, oh yeah, fuck that was, saying we barely really said that. Like I don't think we really heard many of those albums at all, except for Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
I guess it's probably
little cuds, eh?
We were just wee lads, eh? Anyway,
sweet little cuds, bro.
That's enough with that. So 88, we held it down. We had a little chin wag. It was beaut. Anything else we want to fucking rub into everyone's faces before we dipset? What?
Fucking, it was more than 10 degrees here today.
Was it? Oh, wow. Good for you.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, eh? Went for a fucking
was.
ride in my bike, yeah. I think it was like 12 degrees, real spit.
Jesus Christ. I think we got like to 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Was it raining? You guys raining?
No, mate.
Okay.
Yesterday was raining.
Old people weather talk, the vibes, guys.
Yeah, we should have got rid of that done that at the start of it. Like, get the weather out the fucking way, mate.
Looking at the you're so right. We'll do that next time. So looking for here anyway. Basically, it's starting to be almost every day is in the plus, which is good coming up. And single figures are going into April, and then early April starts to go double figures. So, but snowing on April 3rd. Fuck
trails to dry up. Can't just dry the mud up, would you? I want the wind and the sun to do their goddamn job. Yeah, so rob your fucking bike on the dirt, mate. That's all I want to do. Just ride on the concrete and see dumb cunts on the concrete. So I've got to get into the forest where no cunts are. Let's go.
Let's
go. Double digits. Let's go.
Let's go. Come on. Let's fucking go. Cunt free zones.
Noodles. Isn't that how he used to do it?
That's how we did it.
I swear he did something very similar.
Oh, no, that's exactly what he did. You nailed it.
Channeled. Yep.
You are
channeled my inner Leighton.
Notion Hewitt.
Yeah, we all are.
Notion
Hewitt.
Leighton baby? No, I guess no.
Yo, I go back and forth on the track.
Yo, you should definitely do some Leighton Hewitt references. I wonder if we could do a song on our project where we just reference like Pat Cash and like Kieran Perkins.
Classic tennis.
Peter Dacos. Plugger.
Oh, like sporting legends.
Yeah, all Aussie sports. Yeah, RIP. Johnny Platten.
Oh my goodness.
Dipper. Oh, all fucking all the Australians.
David Boone.
Oh, fucking Booney. Dean Jones. The War Brothers. Just fucking smashing sixes, mate. Fucking Dermy.
The War Brothers.
Yeah, I said that. Dermy.
Did you?
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I said it. You heard me. Which other cunts? Anyway, people don't. We could go with it. We're being silly, but yeah, that'd be funny as fuck. Anyway, where can every cunt find you online, mate?
Oh, mate, at Notion Baby on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. At Illnote Studios on Instagram and Facebook. illnotestudios.com. Check out all my shit. Notionbeats.com. Listen to all my boots.
Yes.
Special shout out to my baby boy. I have a pet tortoise. He's 8 years old. Oris turned 8 today. He's a beautiful little muffin. If you want to see what he looks like, go to Instagram at Oris the Tortoise. OROS the Tortoise. TORT.
Definitely say we don't have a happy birthday noise, but I also want to say to Oris.
Meh. Yeah, that's my boy, bro. We just hung out today, gave him a bath, gave him some snacks, and he ran around. He had a nice time.
Good on him.
He's my little muffin cake, and he's a baby dinosaur man.
I love it. Cunt. Take him everywhere until you're fucking 100. He's the goat. Sorry,
he's the goat tortoise.
It's the goat tortoise. So you guys can get me at CEEFOR on Twitter and Instagram. Everyone, if you enjoyed listening, smash the thumbs up and watching. Hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell.
Ding.
So you know when the new drops. Follow us on social media at The Movement Fam. We drop every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, unless some shit happens and we fuck up, and then it's whenever we feel like, but typically Mondays. Yes, and if you're on Spotify, Apple Music, hit the 5 stars, get the reviews up, because it does changes the game for us. Appreciate y'all. Oh, thumbnail.
Oh, funny.
Nearly forgot, silly cunts. And we'll see you, sex gods and goddesses, in the next one.
Laters, innit?
Laters, innit?
You get the
Laters. I got the funny in it. I got it. Get a dog up, you cunt. Dan, get a dog up, you cunt. Dan, you
pretty
cunt.
Aggressive Steve.
Yeah. Oh, look at me, Notion twinning.
Oh,
All right, y'all.
2020. Looks like you're about to go for a run, cunt.
Peace,
mate.